Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's me Korax, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can really easily dump the BIOS of your PlayStation 2 console for use on the PCSX2 emulator. Now, I know the BIOS is available all over the internet, but yeah, legally and even morally you should just be using a PS2 BIOS if you have one, and I did happen to have a PS2, so I thought why not just dump the BIOS of my PS2. But the problem which I faced was that every time I tried to boot into the uh, whenever I tried to run any game using the BIOS of my PS2, it would always give me a black screen. So this video is basically kind of a combined video where I'll be showing you how you can dump the BIOS and also not get the black screen error. So if you are not getting the black screen error, then you can simply skip to the timestamp. I'll put it over here in the video, so you can just skip there. But if you have already tried dumping it once, then I suggest that you go through the entire video. So the first thing which you'll be needing for this is that you need a PlayStation 2 console. Obviously you'll also be needing a controller and a way to launch Homebrew. So basically this is a ULE or uLaunchELF disk. It's a CD which I have, and I am using the 9000 series console. So what that means is that I also have a ModChip, and this is actually the primary reason which is causing the black screen error to appear. But the problem is that if I am to disable the ModChip simply, then I have absolutely no way of getting into Homebrew. So basically I won't be able to dump my BIOS if I do not use my ModChip, and if I use my ModChip then I get a corrupted dump. So that's basically the whole crux of it. Now a lot of people will be suggesting that, yeah, why don't you just use FunTuna? And yes, I'm going to use that in this video, but I'll also be showing you that if you're using another method like directly booting into OPL, or maybe you use ULE or FMCB, then you can retain that as well as keep your saves intact, because I am using one memory card which happens to have my FMCB install as well as my game saves. So yeah, if I am to wipe it clean, then I'll be losing all of that. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can basically retain all your saves and not get a black screen while still getting a successful dump. So first up, what we will be doing is you need to make sure that you have a memory card, a way to launch Homebrew, and you power on your PlayStation 2. And as you can see, this console is ModChip. As I said, I have just simply disabled the boot logo. It's a Matrix Infinity chip, and that's one of the most notorious chips which causes that black screen because it modifies the BIOS. So what we are going to do is that we are going to open uLaunchELF. I have renamed that to file manager. So basically just launch uLaunch. Once you are in uLaunch, what you'll be doing is we'll be going to mass or wherever we have a FreeMCBoot basically installer. I have it over here. So what I'll be doing is I'll be opening the installer.elf file. What this will allow me to do is, okay, so as you can see it says that this console does not support FMCB. How you can still make installations with it? So what we'll want to do is from here just press X, then press R1 and R1 again. Now we'll be at this memory card menu. So over here we need to go to the second option, that is the dump memory card. So select OK, and as you can see it's showing that memory card in slot 1 will be dumped. Continue, so we'll hit yes. What this will do is that it will basically just make a backup or copy of our memory card to whatever device you're using. In my case, since I have a slim PS2, so I'm using a USB drive. So as you can see, it takes a while. My memory card is almost full, so if you do not have like games and all that stuff, so yeah, you aren't losing much. So I'll just give it a while. Okay, so as you can see that our memory card has been successfully dumped. We'll select format memory card now, and why we want to format it is so that we are avoiding any conflicts with the FMCB install and the FunTuna install. After this, what you'll be wanting to do is just hit circle, and it will show you that do you want to quit. Select OK, then your console should automatically go to the browser. So as you can see over here that my memory card has been formatted. This means that I have no way of launching Homebrew now because I have nothing on my memory card. But as I showed you earlier, I also have this uLaunch disk which I prepared in advance. I'll be putting a image down below. So once you put the disk in, simply reset your console. Give it a few moments, and since I have a ModChip, then it should straight away boot into that disk. And as you can see, it shows the Matrix Infinity logo, so that means that the ModChip has identified the disk. And now I am again in uLaunchELF. Now I'll be navigating down to the FunTuna folder which I have. Here I have this FunTuna r3.psu file. So what we want to do is press R1 and now circle. So we have copied the file. Next we'll be pressing triangle and getting back to this home path. After that we'll navigate to our memory card, press circle, and now as I said earlier that we have formatted everything, so our memory card should be clean. So yeah, as you can see it has only one file which the system created. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be pressing R1 and then PSU paste. So that's this option, if you can see that correctly. And now just press circle to confirm. It's going to take a while, but what it will do is that this is basically just installing FunTuna onto our console. And we want to do this because since I'm using a 90,000 series console, so if I'm to disable my ModChip, because I have to do that so that I get a correct dump of the BIOS so that PCSX2 will be able to use it. So I disable the ModChip, and then I will be using FunTuna to basically launch the utility which will be dumping the BIOS. So this way I have successfully disabled the ModChip, as well as have a way to launch into Homebrew. Now for this method, as you must have seen, okay, so we have got the boot folder. So we will be simply rebooting our console, and once you have rebooted, just make sure that you're pressing the start button. You won't be able to see it very clearly, but as you can see that I'm holding the start button. If you kind of make it out in the reflection, my console wasn't responding earlier. So yeah, as you can see, I am getting the disabled logo. This means that I have disabled my ModChip. So now I'll be resetting my console once again. Once you do this, your console should boot up normally into this screen. Okay, so here we want to press X to go into browser, go into the memory card, and as you can see we have a corrupted data, so press circle twice to go back. And once you do that, you should automatically be launching into FunTuna. So as you can see, the FMCB logo appears, and as I showed you earlier, my ModChip is disabled. So there you go, you have the FunTuna written on top, and as I showed you earlier, my ModChip is disabled. So now when I dump my BIOS, it will be a correct dump. So I'll launch into File Manager, give it a few moments. Here select circle, go into my USB, and here I have a separate folder for BIOS dumper. So basically I have these three. The one which I personally prefer is BIOS drain because it works for me, and it also happens to have a bongo cat animation which is really cool to look at. So now as you can see, we have the BIOS train logo, and shortly as you can see the utility has launched, and now in a few moments it should just completely make a dump of our BIOS. Now once everything is done, the utility will simply show you that it has finished everything. Not everything exactly, it has finished dumping the BIOS. Life is still going on. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be resetting our console. Now as you might have seen previously, while making the installation, I have just completely lost all of my saves. So if I am to go into the memory card, so as you can see everything's gone because I formatted my memory card. Now what we'll be doing is that we'll be going into file manager. So uLaunchELF, press circle, go into our mass storage, and then just navigate back to where we have the FMCB installer. So I'm going to launch that. Now it will give the same message once again, and again what we have to do is we need to press the button 1 and 2 times, so 2 times R1. Now I'll be reformatting my memory card. So as you can see it's formatted everything. Now I'll be selecting restore MC, so press X on that, and as you can see that it's showing the memory card in slot 1 will be restored, so we want to hit yes. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll simply press OK, circle to quit the program, and hit OK. Now if I press enter, then you can see that all my save data has returned and my memory card is exactly back to where it was earlier, so it has all the data once again. This means that if I'm to reboot my console, with my ModChip enabled this time. So in order to enable the ModChip, you need to completely power down the console. So press the power button for 3 seconds. Once you see the red light, turn it on again. Now as you can see, the towers have appeared once more. And now I have launched back into my FMCB install with all of my data as I showed you previously. And we have also got our BIOS dump. So let me show you that as well. So here as you can see we have got these 5 files, so scph9004.mec.nvm.rom0, rom1 and rom2 respectively, and as you can see it even has the date and time appended even though the time is incorrect, but still we have made a dump. So now this dump should work, so I'll quickly go to my computer and show you guys how you can set up PCSX2 over there. So okay, so here I am on my PC, and the first thing which you need to do is download the PCSX2 emulator. So for that I'll just be searching for PCSX2, and you should get a site similar to this with the very nice PS2 animation kind of playing in the background. So here we get choices for 2 versions basically. So the first is the latest stable one, and as you can see that if I try to click here, then it says that the devs strongly recommend the latest nightly release instead, and that's what I'm going to use. So I suggest that you just download this because the nightly looks also much better and it's very easy to use. Once your file has been downloaded, then just select open file. It's only a couple of megabytes, so it shouldn't take very long. Next, what you need to do is that you need to hit extract. So I actually have this installed already in this directory. So once you just unzip everything, then you should get a PCSX2 -qt.exe. So just click on this, and this interface should appear before you, and now it will create all these files and folders which you can see over here, except for a few. This my MC and this drives folder won't be created. I made that personally, so yeah. Apart from that, all these folders will be created for you automatically. Here the point of interest for us is the BIOS folder, and as you can see I already have some data over here, so I'll just quickly delete it. Then what I'm going to do is I'll be plugging in my USB drive. So now what you need to do is that in the root of your USB drive, or wherever you got the dump, basically the program will dump files wherever you launch it from. So I launched it from my USB. So as you can see, I got these files in my PlayStation thumb drive, which I named PlayStation. So yeah, it will just put it in the root directory of whatever device you launch it from. So I will select these 5 files and just copy them across to the BIOS folder. So again, if I'm to come over here, so PCSX2, and here you should find the BIOS folder. So just come into the BIOS folder and hit paste. Now as you can see, you should have these 5 files if you use BIOS drain. Some programs might also give you a .bin file, and all of those files will work just fine. So as you can see, I have a couple of games, Never Pirate games as well. So what you need to do is that here I'll be launching Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja 4 just for demonstration purposes. Now as you can see, this game plays perfectly fine, and it plays as well as it plays from the disk. In fact, I do find that this game runs better from a USB or in the emulator than it actually runs from the disk, maybe perhaps due to the age, who knows. So as you can see that we did not get a black screen this time. And just to confirm that I am indeed using the PCSX2 emulator with the BIOS file which I have, so I'll just go into settings, BIOS, and here you can see that this is indeed the file which I got from my own PlayStation console. So yeah, that will basically wrap up for this tutorial. If you guys learned something new, enjoyed watching this, and it helped you in any capacity, so yeah, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also ring the notification bell, so whenever I post a new video you get the updates first. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.